Hello, my name is Dhrubojyoti Basu of Class 8, Category A from Techno India Group Public School and District North 24 Parganas. Today I am going to talk about climate change. Climate change is the greatest threat to the planet, which is a global challenge which we should face together and overcome. A brief definition about it. Climate change refers to a long time changes in weather pattern and temperature. It may be due to natural activities or some human activities. The genesis of problems: oceanic processes and circulations, biotic processes, variation of solar radiation on Earth, volcanic eruptions, human introduced alterations. Now, is climate change and global warming synonymous? We often mistake climate change with global warming, but it has a small difference, which we mistake out. Climate change is a bigger aspect, whereas global warming is just a part of it. Global warming is just a cause and plays a very prominent role in climate change. Causes of climate change: extraction of minerals. While extracting minerals through various processes, it releases harmful gases, dust particles, which are mostly greenhouse gases. Deforestation. Cutting trees leads to decrement of oxygen percentage in atmosphere, and it also releases the carbon stored in it, which later forms carbon dioxide while it mixes with oxygen in the atmosphere and forms the greenhouse gases, which is again harmful to the climate. Next is transportation. Transportation transports use petrol and diesel, which is which produces carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide and many more harmful greenhouse gases, which is harmful to our health and the atmosphere too. Next is manufacturing goods. Most of the materials in our day to day life, like plastics, are the constituent of petroleum, which is again a fossil fuel, and extracting it releases a massive amount of greenhouse gases through air pollution. Powering of huge buildings. Huge buildings need huge power. We get electricity primarily from coal, which leads to the release of greenhouse gases affecting the climate through air pollution. Now, effects of climate change. Global warming, the process of increment of temperature per year due to greenhouse gases. The fact is that one of the northernmost country, Canada, records the highest temperature of 49.6 degrees Celsius, which is unbelievable for us, in June 2021. Frequent storms. In near future, storms would be frequent, and most of the urbanized areas would have the highest risk of thunderstorms, as they would be the hot spots of thunderstorms. Rise in water level. Global warming hits the earth, and this heat melts down the ice sheets, which helps in rising the water level. Next is loss of species. Most of the terrestrial animals die due to natural fires due to hot climate. And the forest fires are also done by human invasions, but mostly natural forest fires occurs every time. Other reasons for extinction are due to various diseases, rise in sea level due to human invasions, and for climate change, which is the main effect. The one which relocate may survive, but the other can't. For this, many of the animals and birds extinct. Lastly, poverty. Economic losses due to various calamities lead to poverty. Flooding and thunderstrikes may claim lives of many. It's a fact that weather related disasters displace 2.3 crore people per year. What is COP26? COP26 is the most recent annual UN climate change conference. COP stands for Conference of the Parties. The summit was attended by the countries that signed the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, UNFCCC, a treaty that came into force in 1994. This was the 26th COP summit and was hosted in partnership between the UK and Italy. The conference was held in Glasgow from 1st to 12th November 2021, a year later than planned due to the delays due to the COVID pandemic. It is the awareness meeting for net zero. So, what's net zero? Net zero refers to the balance between the amount of greenhouse gases produced and removed from the atmosphere. We can achieve net zero when the amount we add is less than the amount we take away from the atmosphere. So, what's the solution then? The famous 3 R's: reuse, reduce, and recycle. We should reuse products so that we should not produce more waste and keep the climate clean. Most of the things are made up of plastic, which is made up of petroleum. So fossil fuels while producing products pollutes the climate as earlier told. Changing the lifestyle. We should move ourselves to sustainable development which is helpful and does not pollute the climate. Like we should use the solar power and the wind power and do not use coal to bring electricity so that the renewable resources are used and the non-renewable are saved and the natural climate remains same. Saving energy at home. Using less energy by lowering heat and cooling, switching to LED light bulbs and energy efficient electrical appliances so that electricity is not much produced from which the coal is not produced, and as earlier told, while extracting coal we need, it is polluting the whole place and which affects the climate. Now we should walk, cycle, or take public transports. Roads are clogged with vehicles burning diesel and petrol. We know that they produce carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide, which are again greenhouse gases. So, walking, cycling instead of driving will reduce greenhouse gas emission and also helps us to stay healthy and fit. For longer distances, we may consider taking a train or a bus. Throwing away less foods. Throwing food away is wasting the resources, energy that were used to grow, package, produce, and transport them. When food rots landfill, it produces methane, a very powerful greenhouse gas. We must use what we buy and compost any leftovers so that it does not produce methane which disturbs the climate. So, what is the conclusion? Nature is the place where we live, thus, we should be helpful towards it. We should be aware of the climate change and follow the safety precautions which can help us from climate change further. We should try to do net zero as earlier as possible to save nature. Thank you for watching my project.